Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and the time has come. It's the season finale of season 28, and it's been an absolute rip-roaring season. I'd say it's been up there with one of the top ones, with complete action and in the amount of drivers we've had on the grid, the level of class that we've had. It's just been absolutely fantastic, and we end it with a brand new circuit that's never been done in Lights Out League racing before. New to this game, it's Austria Reverse, the Red Bull Ring, or shall we call it Ring Bull Red? Sounds like my arsehole, but it'd be interesting to see how the drivers get on here. A quite popular track anyway for online, because it's so short and quick and quite easy to learn. One of the quickest ones to learn. A little bit more tricky going the other way. A lot more level of danger. And as I mentioned, it's been a fantastic season, and it's been a great one for Cats here. I'm part of the Visa RB team, and they've both... it's got to be a big congratulations to both. Armidee's won the Drivers' Championship, and the Visa RBs have won the Constructors. And Cats here has won the Performance League, which is a big feat, and congratulations to both of the drivers. And big congratulations to Cats. Ended this lap as he sets the first flying lap of Austria Reverse as we head to turn one. You want to throw the car into the corner to have enough speed to climb the hill. Nice calm left-hander where you can't go too far wide. The walls are a lot more riskier on this way round. Hug the left hand side of turn 3 so you can rotate into turn 4. Don't go too far wide on the left, or you can go into the gravel. Round turn 5 where you want to throw the car in round the tight right-hander. Again, you could end up in the wall. As we head to turn 7, a tight hairpin left-hander. You're going to be climbing uphill. Very easy to understeer. DRS zone where it might be quite difficult to overtake climbing up the hill, but here's the first difficult downhill braking zone. Tight left-hander of turn 8, and build up speed with DRS again. The quickest part of the track, as it's like going down a big slide, and this is the most dangerous corner, I think, the final corner, where you've got to throw the car in. It kind of reminds me of like a Baku or Wall of Champions, and Cats will be the first one to cross the line with a 1:04.9. Pretty decent time, I'd like to think, from what I've seen in chat, as Benji in the Mercedes goes second with a 1:05 flat. As you can see, the drivers going out on inters are you very quick boys. That are starting from the back as well. 1:04.6 for Michael in the Williams. Has joined us quite regularly this season. A couple of podiums, and he's showing the pace that he's got. Gets himself on provisional pole as we watch Katame's West Green Caps Lock all get some times in. Katame's a little bit off the time. You can see West Green Caps Lock are messed up somewhere. Chief of Fire in the Ferrari, 1:05.8. He can find a bit of time as Josh goes in P6. These times are flying. It's such a short lap. As we see Sygate and Keyser both get a time on the board as well. Keyser in the 1:04s, just 200ths behind Cat, so very tight. He's not got confidence in himself, and hopefully he doesn't get the amount of track limits he did in a race last night in Montreal. I'd probably like to say I cursed him. We've got Terry Reds is invalidated. Armidee's invalidated. As we'll say, with Mr. Brutus Beard's got a fastest middle sector, and he'd be one of the favourites to be on pole. He's navigated that final corner, crosses the line, and does provisional pole with 1:04.5. As we see Caps Lock actually get a decent time on, managed to get a second lap in, and gets himself 200ths behind Michael as well. So it's getting very, very tight at the top. And I'm not talking about my hairline. Ready, P11. How many laps can drivers do? So Benji in the kick, filling in for Topher for the final race. We'll get a full time. And Benedict on pole, 1:04.529. He's got a pole already this season to his name at Saudi, I think it was. Oh, Benedict on pole. It's so rare. I threw a Pokeball at it. Callum getting that time on the inters. You see he's probably good. A couple of seconds off. Very tricky in these conditions. Terry Red's on another lap. Set the fastest middle sector. Could Terry's be on provisional pole? It's how much speed he's going to throw into turn 10. It seems like it's very tricky. You've got to rotate the car in. P8, so 105 flat. Slots himself between Benja and Benji. Oh no, I forgot. It's the Benji, Benedict Inception, triangle, Spider-Man meme. Oh, D. So yeah, big congratulations to Mr. D. Not just a one-time winner. He's got 3 in a row now. And 4 out of the last 5 seasons. If that doesn't applaud any accreditation, I don't know what does. Big congratulations. A fantastic driver, a fantastic sportsman. He's great in the Discord. And he's had some great battles. And we'll see him back to his full potential next season. He's been driving with a handicap, the same as Callum and Luckiest. And it'll be interesting to see how he gets on as we jump on Mr. Dan Morris. He's had about 10 and he's pulled out the lap. Has someone got in his way coming out the pits? I don't know. Who knows? That's Luckiest. Looks like he's on a potential hot lap here. He's invalidated. Brady's invalidated. So easy to invalidate. And Callum's retired. And he's saving himself and saving his energy for the race. As we see Luckiest, who is just testing the speed out on the softs, testing his limits. Quite good. Good plan from him. Dan's just setting his sights. You can see that he's only spent about 10 minutes on it, finding the traction zones. It's difficult to navigate. Benji's 2 seconds down, so he's not going to improve. Benja is invalidated. Caps Lock's not 18.5 seconds up. It's not even that much in the lap, this game. As we come round to the end of Sector 1. And he's 1,000th up. It's not even worth it, is it? It's the fastest first sector from Brutus, but we'll jump back on with Caps Lock. See if he can get himself higher than the second row. He's definitely in for a shout for pole. I think I actually got pole last week. I've slept since then, so I can't remember. But I'll double check that. He did. He got himself his first pole last week at Shanghai in the race. It was a sprint weekend, of course, but that was in the race. Had a great weekend. As he crosses the line, it's going to be tight. And official pole for Caps Lock. 104.4. What can Brutus do? And he jumps straight ahead. 104 flat. Okay. There's a new player in the park. And he's on the beer. Now that's a time to beat. I can imagine Sage enters the pits. Just checking to see if he can get himself on laps with Kieran Wesker, who's 3 seconds down. So just struggling to find his eye. Dan Morris then. Yeah, good time to beat Brutus. Got a P3 last week. Nice bit of slipstream off the car ahead for Danny. He'd love that off the Red Bull. And he's invalidated. Josh is up to P5. Great quality here from Josh. Absolutely love that. Let's keep an eye on the Mercedes boys. In situ. Benj. Oh. Keith has just ended up in the wall. What have you done that for? What a naughty boy. I'll keep an eye on Benja then. As he coming round turn 8, the end of sector 2. Now he's 2 seconds down, so he's not going to improve. So we'll keep one eye on Katz, who's the 10th up. It's very tight track and cars need to get out of the way. He's got no wing, so he's not going to improve. Let's keep an eye on Terry Reds then. As he comes to the end of sector 1. Half a second down. He's had a really bad start to the lap then. It's amazing the amount of time you can lose, and I think a lot of it you can gain taking speed through turn 1. Oh, he's just gone up. Who's just gone up? It looked like Jax. He's just crossed the line, got up P11 for now, 105.1. He seems very, very tight. A 10th can jump you up several places, and you've got to nail the lap. Chico Fire, he's almost 4/10 up, and he'll be jumping up. Only 158, 153, so not enough to gain a position, but he's getting himself back in the mix. Just gets a bit closer to Cygate. We've got that was Michael behind his teammate. As Keezer comes in with a 104.7, just ahead of Terry Reds. So we'll jump on with Benji again. And can't improve at the moment. We'll be able to see in a minute if Michael is on a lap. Already done one on these tyres. And he's a 10th, just over a 10th up. Not enough to get him up to P3. But how much time can he find in this final corner? Avoids the wall. A big run down to the line. And, 4 thousandths behind Caps Lock. Thinner than a piece of paper, that line. Right. You'll have to bear with me tonight anyway. I don't know if I'll fade up and down. It's been a mad day. I literally got in last minute. And I literally threw my clothes off. As Benedict is up to P2. I missed that. And he's shown some fantastic quali pace, Mr. Saturday. So he just needs to find himself a good lap. Yeah, I literally come in. I've threw my clothes off. I haven't put any on. So we might get a surprise from a little wee man later. He might pop out like a naked mole rat. And it'll be down to the amount of action I get to see here. This is looking good. Through turns 1 and 2. It is a short lap, so there's enough time to maybe do a warm down and then another one. Don't worry, Dan. There's plans in place for next season. As he comes round to turn 7. Good rotation of the car. Foot to the floor. As Cygate up to P10 with a fun at 105 flat, just behind Benja. Some good qualifying again here from Cygate. As Katamis is still within the white lines. Flying down the hill. He's probably got 0-0 wings and his car's that close to the floor that the asphalt will file for a sexual assault charge against him. Crosses the line. It's now or never for Katamies, really. P15. Well, I've just... that was an anticlimax, to say the least. Mr. Jack Daniels just over a tenth up at the moment. We'll see what it's like at the end of Sector 2. He's found a bit more time, over 2.5. Should get him up to P8 at least. If he can keep this going. Throw his car in. He's kept it out of the wall. He's kept his wing. And he does P8, 104.825. Great lap. Katz is invalidated. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good. Good. Everyone's coming out now for their final runs. And not in their pants. It's such a lovely track here, and I think it was it Capstock saying earlier, it's such a picturesque and undulating circuit, this one. Just absolutely lovely. I want to go someday. Let's watch up on Terry Reds, who's on the lap. I don't think the others are. Katz is behind, so we'll jump on with Terry Reds and see how he's getting. Oh no, Katz was ahead. I don't know if he's on a lap. I think he is. Currently 104.9. He needs a couple of tenths and he'll gain a few places up the grid. He's just over a tenth up. A run down to the final corner. There's an Alpine ahead. Hopefully doesn't put him off. He's going to get a nice slipstream to the line though. He'll be absolutely loving that. That'll gain him a couple of tenths. And he didn't. Oh my God. Over 3.5 tenths here for Terry's. Now this could put him up to the front row. 104.3 for Terry Reds. And the fastest final sector. Loving that from Terry's. As Chief of Fire hasn't improved too much. Josh is in the pit. Who's that coming around then? Strange. As Mr. Michael Vien jumps onto the front row in the highest. He'll be his P2, 104.3, 619 thousandths ahead as Capstock takes his place with a 104.1 flying lap there. As Benja P9, West will start P8, Sygate will be P12 max. Benji is not there. I'm looking at the wrong fucking colour. Oh my God. Britty wheel highest P16. As Benedict gets above his teammate up to P3. Absolutely brilliant here from Benedict. He needs to follow that through on the lap. What can Dan Morris do? He's currently saying, oh, he's invalidated. It's not going to be for him. Katamies is invalidated too, so Benji is the last one on track. So at the moment, Brutus is on pole. I'd probably safely say he will be there. And that's it, yeah, Benji's done. So another pole there for Brutus. And just showing the class that he's blown off all the rust now. The cobwebs are gone. Brutus is back. A previous division champion. And he'll be eyeing up and a contender for next season. And as I just mentioned to Dan, there will be some changes for next season, which I'll announce at the end of this race. We've got some exciting things going on. But for now, let's focus on this race. We've got 20 fantastic drivers on the grid. And I'm sure they'll put on a show for us for the final race. So Brutus starts on pole with a 104 flat, with Capstock going alongside him. Benedict and Michael on row 2 with Terry's and Josh 5 and 6. Keezer, Wesker 7th and 8th with Benja and Jax just behind. Cats P11, Cygate P12, Benji 13th, Chief of 5, 14th, Catamese Brady side by side with Dan Morrison, Amadi, Luckiest and Callum are all at the rear. Dan's not happy with his pace, which means he'd probably do a little bit more loss of traction spins, which means he's going to have more TV time, because we love to see it. Now, drivers will just be sorting out their strategies. And you would have thought that with it being 2/3 uphill, it would slow this track down. It doesn't slow down that much. And what tyres need to do is just adjust their setups. Need to make sure they manage their tyre wears, especially on the rears. And generally on this circuit, the air and track temperatures are a lot higher. So they're going to have to watch their throttle. Make sure that they're keeping nice smooth lines. And it'll be that person that has the best strategy in play will come out on top. Now what I want here, whoever's watching, who do you reckon's going to be on the podium? I'm going to go Brutus, Caps Lock, and then I'm going to go for Benedict. He needs to follow through today. If he doesn't, he's the byproduct of too much tequila and a petrol station condom. He's going to get that. He's going to get it. Let's have a look at everyone's strategy. So, mostly mediums. Everyone's going to look for a good launch off the line, but a few alternates, including Brutus, Michael, Josh, Jax near the top, all looking to go the alternate. And Dan, of course, he needs all the help he can get today. So Brutus is leading us around in P1. Used to be the fearsome Oostenrijkring, which originated in 1969 as a replacement for the Zoutberg Airfield circuit in the winter of 96. To become the A1 ring, which is now the Red Bull ring, of course, and they wanted a lot more shorter modern racetrack, which first GP occurred in 1997. Jacques Villeneuve came out of Cropper around what is now 4.3 kilometre anti-clockwise circuit. We're going the wrong way. 10 corners, 7 to the left and 3 to the right with 3 DRS zones. Safety car 38%. One of few tracks that has a more chance of a VSC than an actual safety car, which is very strange. So Brutus leads us around, Capstock on the front row with him, followed by the two Williams, 3 and 4, Terry's and Josh 5 and 6 with Keezer and Wesker on row 4. Benjamin right behind his teammate alongside Jax for P10. Cats 11th, Cygate P12. Cats, of course, has got the performance, so he doesn't need to climb too much. Benji P13, Chief of 5, 14th, already in his slot. Catamese 15th, Brady 16th, Damar and Amadi behind them. And Luckiest and Callum. So those three at the back, all looking for last to first challenge. Brady was in the gravel, so he can't do too much. As there's 2, 3, 4, 5, and for the last time in season 28, it's lights out, away we go! And it looks like a good launch off the line there from Brutus and Capstock on the inside of Brutus on the turn 1. He's going to have to take it slower, and it's a good line from Brutus as everyone navigates uphill. Looking like everyone's made it through. Brady's come out worst to Cropper as we see Mercedes go wide on turn 3. As we're just in for positions. Already good climb there from Amadi as Benja and Wesker just in positions. We've got a yellow flag and it's Chief of Fire. As Benji getting ahead of Catamese on the inside of turn 7. And they're all climbing uphill for the first time up to the dreaded turn 8. Wesker and Katz exchanging positions. DRS isn't active till the next lap, and we're already seeing carnage. Oh, and it's gone absolute nuts. That did not look like it went well, and I'd be surprised if we haven't lost any end plates. As Katz on the inside of the final corner. This is going to make my eyes wince. Hopefully Benja doesn't end in the wall, as Katami's going past Cygate. And DRS will now be active as they're all bunched going round turn 1. Katz getting ahead of Benja round turns inside of turn 2. Brilliant overtake on climbing uphill from Katz. Meow meow motherfucker. As luckiest exchanging places with Cygate. Cygate just not imposing himself too much in people's way. Big Racky reckons Callum's on the podium. We shall see. I think they have an extra pit stop as well. Katami's on the inside of Callum, lifting plenty of room. Little loss of traction from Katami's, but Callum managed to get a better run on the outside. Katami's jumps in the slipstream. Both have DRS, of course, as Amadi getting ahead of Jax. As he pushing Wesker around. Amadi has to fall behind Jax again as it's downhill. And luckiest getting past Katami's. Not many people are able to do that. As Brutus and Capsock side by side for the race, lead of the race. Capsock will have DRS. Benedict. Oh, Benedict getting past Capsock, and I thought he was going to get past Brutus as well. Goes wide. So don't do that too much often, or you're going to hit track limits, mate. But Benedict now ahead of Capsock. It looked like Capsock was going to take the lead, and Benedict came flying out of nowhere. And Jax. What's happened to Jax? He's gone wide going out of turn 2. He's lost an end plate. It's unfortunate for him as Callum's lost out to Benji. I think round turn 4. Well, that were good. I'm giving the Benji a disservice as Josh and Terry's exchanging positions, and Josh up to P4 now. As well, what's happened to Callum? Callum's lost traction out of turn 7. Oh, and you've tainted him. As Keyser and Terry's exchanging, and Keyser now to P5. Brilliant performance here from the Mercedes. And Benedict, as I said, on the last lap. Track limits could be your downfall. You jinxed him, you did. Amadi making a move on Wesker. Wesker knows he can fight another day. Doesn't fight too hard. There's potentially Amadi's not his battle, with Amadi having the extra pit stop. But if he can stick with him in DRS, so he's actually closing in on him. Then put himself in good stead, Wesker. He was flying and he flew into the gravel. So he's got a front 3 battle here. And slightly pulling away from Josh in P4. But Josh has actually got himself a nice gap between him and Keyser, as Keyser's battling with Terry's and Amadi. Making his way my way downtown, walking fast, faces bound and a homebound. Doodle-doodle-doo. Ah, Cygate, you doing, my guy? Got a 10-second for corner cutting. Did he cut too much inside a turn 8? Callum's managed to get past Jax. Jax looks like he's struggling with his damaged wing at the moment. Will we see a pit stop from him? Cygate in the pit, followed by Jax. Oh, what are you doing there, Jax? I don't know if that's sportsmanlike, mate. As Michael gets himself a track limits as well. Found himself down in P7. It's quite surprising for Michael. I think he's had something somewhere. If he got caught up in the lap 1 melee, especially that bunch round turn 8. But yeah, P7 for Michael. I did have him around the podium. I was considering, but I think Brutus and Capsock have both been in fine form. As Callum just resetting himself now and gets past Brady up to P17. And we'll have Chief of Fire in his sights. As you see, Chief of Fire locks up and goes deep. And that should make an easy move for Callum. As they go downhill to the final corner, it might not do it now, but do it on the... Oh, yeah, takes a look. As we come to the end, he does. As we see Katz and Michael exchange position. We've got a good, fantastic battle. Look how close this is to battle for P4. Lucky's just fell out as we see Michael getting back ahead of Terry's. And up to P7. Terry's actually losing a couple of positions, getting swamped, going offline. And he's looking in his mirrors at Armady. Front three are pulled away. And this is exactly what Benedict needs with his penalty. Josh, bit of breathing space from Keyser now. You can keep him out of that DRS. It'll put more threat under Keyser. Lock up from the Mercedes. As Katz is pushing him downhill. Look at that train. Choo choo. Runaway mine train. And this is where he's going to be like, oh, Terry's. You absolute slag. What have you done that for? Oh, Katz on a bit of a defence from Michael, but then goes wide. Don't want to be doing that too often, and Josh has now got himself breathing space there. Head down, Josh. If you can close the gap to the front three, you're in chance for a podium at the moment of how things stand. Lap 7 out of 36. As Terry's just dropping back slightly now, overtaken by Luckiest this time, up to P9 for the Alpine. Again, we'll have that extra pit stop. Just struggling a bit in traffic at the moment. There's multiple DRS. It's not the easiest to overtake in a train. So we'll keep an eye on. Katz on the inside of Keyser on turn 8. Really tricky to rotate the car in the corner without going too wide, but he makes it stick up to P5 and has that second dose of DRS as well, as he was behind him at the line. As Michael follows around. He's losing a couple of places. As he might be under threat again from Armady now. As Armady goes through, so Keyser just needs to compose himself. Wesker. Benger up to P11. So Mercedes drivers just struggling at the end of that lap. And Luckiest now. Round turn 3. Whoa, whoa, that's brave. That's brave. Brilliant drive from Keyser. Saw him coming, but that's such a quick flick of a couple of corners. And brilliant overtake from him as... Oh no, caps lock. No. No. Let's get you back in. You're not running off like that. It's the last race. Come back. No. That's Benji and Benger exchanging positions. I think Benja's had a bit of an incident and sees Katamise go past. Dan Morris on the outside. Benja's had an incident. He's got a damaged wing, so lets everyone go. We'll probably see him dive into the pits. Terry's now getting behind the Keyser's in the pit, so he's just a high tyre wear that's struggling with Mr. Geezer. There's Armady getting past Michael and slots behind his teammate. The RB's running strong again today as Callum's in. And Sygate both in as well, and he was on the softs and jumps onto those hards now. So I'm pretty much predicting, the tyre wear is pretty bad. Capslock's not back in yet, and he's losing position. It's such a ball ache. It happened to him, I think, early in the season as well, where he's disconnected. Oh, he'd be so gutted. I'm gutted for him. We've got a 2-car battle here, Brutus and Benedict. Both going strong at the moment. And it's one less person to think about at the moment. This Capslock car is dropping. Let's see what Capslock has to say. He's in the chat now, 1 second. You've disconnected, mate. I'll send you 2 invites. As Josh gets himself a track limits, which that's not what he wants to do. He's got a gap between him and Armour D. He's lucky as getting past Michael in the same place. Woo, he loves that corner. And I love seeing it as Wesker's in the pits now to get some fresh hards. Yeah! Armour D. And the train behind him closing in on Josh now. He did not want that penalty. And we'll hope the cars behind get one too. And Benedict close to Brutus to get himself into the lead of the race. Well, that'll be an absolute story in itself. Just fell out now, so he's of course on the medium, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see him pit. I'm pretty sure this is looking like a two-stopper. And he doesn't want to do too much damage. As soon as he's falling behind too much, his Armour D goes in for his first pit stop. I'd probably say Benedict to go in and pit, mate. We saw with a race with Wesker, I think it was yesterday. He just pit too late and it cost him lots of time. Sargate's in the pits again, so I think he's struggling, probably getting a bit too much damage. Brady goes in as well, getting off those mediums. And Sargate's calling it a day. He's not had the greatest end to the season. I sometimes think he's about 70 years old, the amount of times he's retired. There's Cameron. Callum gets himself the provisional fastest lap. So a little bit of pressure off Josh then. And more on Katz now, his teammates pit. Katz has to look behind him. Benedict has fell out, so I wouldn't be surprised if Benedict comes in the pits very soon. He's carrying on. He has to be careful not to lose too much time to the guys behind, like I said. As we see Katz and luckiest in. What this does mean for Benedict, if he can keep himself ahead, he'll have better tyres. And near the end of the race. So Katz and luckiest both on the same strategy. There's Caps Lock back in. Caps Lock is back in, thankfully. Good. He can put his head down. And try and work his way back up the order. He's got Catamise for company with Dan Morris. He's found himself in P9. Both the latter drivers on the alternate. As we see Kieser have to tackle Katz. Katz has come out just behind him. He probably didn't want that. And he's going to have to get past a very defensive Kieser. And his teammates actually jumped him in the pits. Done the undercut. And he's actually ended up ahead of Geezer, so in a better state. Katz will have DRS with luckiest. Can they both make a move on Kieser before turn 8? They can't. Oh, as Katz crosses the line and we witness the punishment. Hands against the wall, you're getting whipped. As Katz looking to make a move on the outside, and brave. And you put trust in your fellow driver to not turn into you. As lucky as getting past Geezer as well with the aid of DRS. And up to P13 following Katz. It's a little wide, so that would have been a track restriction. As Armour D getting past the Ferrari. Ahead of turn 3. And up to P10 for our championship winner. Dan Morris and Catamise on track. Been dropped by Caps Lock now, who's closing in on Benji. Thankfully, the game didn't pit Caps Lock. It does it where it like randomly pitch and puts you on softs or something and ruins your strategy. But we've actually closed back in. Caps Lock struggling on these used mediums. And there's a penalty there for the Alpine. It's going to play the part. Bit of a rise and then a dip for that final run. It makes that turn in final corner very tricky as Benji making moves on Terry's, getting himself up to P5. The Sauber's doing a fantastic job today. Benedict done 13 laps on these already. Is he trying to do... I wonder if he's doing a one-stop. I wonder if he's doing a one-stop and not the shop. It's a shit shop. Normally like ones on a petrol station, isn't it? One-stop. Like the old school Happy Shoppers, if anyone remembers them. Dodgy. Used to sell cigarettes to kids. Ooh, Catamese went deep. And Armadi goes past. Catamese loses 2 possessions. Armadi, that's actually Dan going in the pits and slowing down. So him and Terry's both in. Terry's is done with these mediums. Will he go on hards to the end? A yellow flag on the final corner. Someone hit the pit lane. Oh, it's Chief of Fire's lost it going around the final corner. Costing a little bit of time. As Luckiest and Callum together on track. 2 fantastic, brilliant, quick drivers. They'll be producing some fantastic action, no doubt. A great battle. And behind them you've got Wesker and Keyser, which they'll be in their voice chat, giving each other shit, I'm sure. There's Amadi. Oh, Amadi almost hitting the back of Benji. Managed to slide himself in between the two. Went a bit offline coming out of turn 8. And should be able to make a move here on Benji. And up to P5 for the RB. Will Capstock do the same move as Benedict finally pits? Promotes Josh up to P2 now. Bit of fresh air for Brutus, who's managed to pull away a bit. I do believe he's going for the one stop. Benedict coming out. A tricky spot. He's going to have Catamese behind him. I think he'll be quite grateful not to be stuck behind the defensive fridge. But Katz is no slouch. As Chief of Fire pits this lap. Hopefully he didn't get too much damage on his previous spin. Yeah, Katz is no slouch, but Benedict's shown some brilliant raw pace. On a slightly different strategy. He's got very fresh tyres. As Luckiest getting past Catamese. Defending well is the side-by-side. There's Aston Martin ahead of him, Caps Lock. Katz is still just ahead. And Benedict, oh, that was close. Could not get any closer. And Benedict does get ahead of Katz. Caps Lock goes in the pit, so that gives me a bit of breathing space. Benedict has got ahead of Katz. It's very tight corner as both the McLarens in situ get penalties. People jumping in the pits left, right and centre. We've got Michael and Josh going in with Caps Lock. As Luckies gets another track limits. That's going to harm him. Dino up to P2. Caps Lock and Jax. Caps Lock just on the inside. And just ahead of both McLarens. No team orders here. That's a side-by-side going round. Whoa, what an overtake from Dan Morris. Very respectful drive from both. Oh, where are you going, Jax? He's drunk. He's drunk as a skunk, him. And just losing a bit out. Dan Morris hunting down Caps Lock with the DRS. Now Jackson, of course, on those older hards, so couldn't defend too much, but it's still a brilliant overtake from Dan. And be looking to make a move on the inside here on Caps Lock. He might have to wait for the next DRS. Needs a better launch coming out the final corner. It's not close enough to make the move, so defended well from the Aston Martin. Wesker taking a look at Catamese. On the inside of turn 5, which means we'll have the outside of turn 7. Brilliant overtake from Wesker on those fresher tyres. Katami's going for the one stop. Brutus has stopped and gone on those fresh mediums. Brutus will be doing the one stop unless his medium tyres do wear like crazy. Wesker's going to be under threat from the bullet train of Katami's. As he doesn't make a move on this time, loses traction, and he'll be under threat from Josh behind him. Katami's, you can see how much straight line speed he's got. Oh yeah, he pulled down that one. He had a look and he left his wing in too long. It should be an easy move for Josh now with Katami's going off track. Katami's defends it, and Josh has got Giza on his gearbox. Josh on the inside of turn 5. Oh, what an overtake from Josh. He did not want to be stuck behind Katami's on those old tyres. And Giza will want to follow suit. Will he overtake from the Sauber? A bit of carbon fibre flying off the Mercedes. Looking to try and catch Katami's, but Katami's will be a lot stronger. You like to think on this part of the track. Two members of our admin team, Terry's and Jack's, exchanging places. Terry's now at the P15. Jack's is again on those old hards. We'll have to pit again. Looking to fight back Mr. Terry's. Wait for the next corner. We've got a yellow flag coming out of turn 8, sorry. And it's Chief of Fire losing traction again. Very, very tricky downhill braking, that one. And he's coming a cropper on a couple of the corners. Brutus Beer. Actually, we'll jump on with Mr. Michael, who dispatched Giza on the outside of Katami's. Coming round turn 7, and what an overtake there from Michael. We've seen some fantastic moves today. As Josh on the inside of Wesker on the tight hairpin with the aid of DRS. We'll have to now defend from Wesker. These two having a brilliant exchange. And Wesker retakes P7. We've got another yellow flag, and I think it's Chief of Fire again. Yeah, struggling on those tight traction zones. She needs to modulate his throttle a bit. Keep on Benji has a look on the inside of turn 1. Oh, that could have been close. Would have been brave, but the door was closed by caps lock. One or two ahead of them that still have to pit. See Callum closing in on Katz. Has got himself ahead of Luckiest now. There's Josh back ahead of Wesker. Wesker trying to switch back, but the door was closed by Josh. Very, very, very good overtake from the Spurs fan. But he follows up with a lock-up, and he's going to be under threat from Wesker, and Michael's joined the party. There's a pit here from Callum again then. Oh, we witnessed it. Someone clip it up. Someone clip it up. Italian hand job for Callum. And that's messed his race up then. He's not getting on the podium, Raki. That's Callum done. He'll just have to do as many overtakes as he can. As we see Giza, this cluster of cars behind Katami's. And cluster, I mean 4. Because I'm exaggerating. As Benji on the other side of Giza. Oh, I thought he was going to go round turn 5. As Capslock gets ahead of Katami's. He's just holding everyone up at the moment with his old tyres. He's doing a different strategy, which he's allowed to do as long as he's defending fair, which at the moment I can see so. As Benji gets past Giza, and the next one to attempt to get past the big elbowed Cat. As Callum on the fresh tyres. Michael ahead of Wesker. These two battling between, and Josh has just leaped ahead. Benji does make the move, and Katami's down to the final corner. Katami's will struggle to get good traction out of that corner, as Keys is now pitting and probably getting some fresh mediums. Just always saw Katami's go wide. Callum looking to make the overtake. It should be a rudimentary one. Gets into his slipstream to get a little bit more speed. Sees which line Katami's is going to take. Has a look on the outside. Left plenty of room by Katami's, and what an overtake from the Haas. Now that's what Callum can do, as well as making mistakes. Oh, yeah, that could have ended in disaster. Just timed it almost to perfection, as Katz retakes the position. Almost took the wing of Luckiest, but Luckiest left it there, as we see D pitting now. It promotes Benedict back up to P2. Wesker goes in as well off these hards, and we'll jump back onto some fresh mediums, as Terry's managed to get past Katami's as well. Katami's finally deciding to pit, as Terry's looking to hunt down Dan Morris, as Benji has just been taken by Callum, who's going to be sweating like a nonce in a nursery. Caught up here to Josh. He's got 12 laps to try and close the gap, as Cat's in Lucky. Oh, exchanging carbon fibre again. Both at the same corner as last lap. Brilliant battle between these pair. There's a side-by-side through the final corner. Cat's ahead as Lucky's has to pull out the corner on the inside. He probably has to rethink his defence on the next lap. As Lucky's back ahead. Back at turn one as Katz goes wide. Track limits warning there, I'd reckon. There's Callum getting past Caps Lock and setting a potential fastest lap of 1:06.5. Danger. And now lead Mercedes today. Just slightly closing the gap on Wesker, who's got fresher tyres actually, so Wesker should be able to hunt down the cars ahead. That's Katami's, but he's in the pits again. He's getting rid of those old hards. Chief of Fire losing out to Katami's, who's on those fresh mediums and should theoretically storm around this track. As Terry does get past Dan Morris at turn 8, and then we just clipped off Michael as we see Josh going to the pits for the final time. As Katz and Luckiest both in as well, which promotes Michael up to P4. Surely he can't go another 10 laps on these mediums, so he'll have to pit again. Maybe. I wonder if Brutus would have to pit again. 18 laps on the mediums. Now that's asking a lot. As Jack Daniels takes that fastest lap for now, 1:05.9. I reckon Benedict could eke out these hards. I wonder if Brutus can get to the end. Amadee is on fresher hard, so he needs to Bennett needs to manage his laps. Make sure that D doesn't advance too much on him. But he's in a good position for his first podium in Lights Out League racing. And I think we'll all agree as Dan Morris jumps in the pits after getting that track limits, drowning his sorrows. by changing his tyres. Luckiest has found himself ahead of Katz this time, as Luckiest looking to make a move on Benji, which he does. Doesn't make any fuss of that, and Katz will be looking to dispatch him as quick as possible and stick with Luckiest. Defended though from Benji, and Katz should be able to make a move with the aid of DRS. Benji planting his car, fantastic around that portion of the track. And it's not as easy for Katz as you like to think, and Brutus does pit. Brutus does pit, puts on fresh mediums. He's going to be charging to the end of the race as Amadi goes through, who should go to the end, which opens the door for Benedict to take the lead of this race. And what we'd love here is Brutus and Amadi, as Michael goes in as well, Brutus and Amadi to battle hard on the track and extend Benedict's time at the front. As Michael comes out just ahead of Wesker in P11, but Wesker's got warmer tyres. What did I just see? There's Wesker. Oh, what a brilliant defence from Michael. Wesker tried his best on the outside of turn 4, but Michael had fresher mediums. Amadi will know that Brutus is behind him on fresh mediums and will try and put his foot to the floor. Brutus just has to just dial in. And you can see he's already closed the gap by about 3-4 tenths. And this will be spicy. Not 1 spice, but 5 spice. That's Cuts is about Cuts. First cut is the deepest. Katz is found luckiest again. As we see Jax exchange places with Chief of Fire, and he's found his teammate as well in his rear view mirror. Dan closing in with DRS, the Chief of Fire in the pits and getting off those old hards onto fresh mediums, or maybe some softs. Yeah, fresh mediums. Oh, goes wide down there. That won't have helped. McLaren boys, of course, had a valiant fight to the end for constructors, but just couldn't quite reach the carbs, and will potentially have to settle for P2. There is some positions still available to be placed. As Luckiest ahead of Caps Lock. He's on those 12 lap holds. Hards, Cats. It's going to be a great battle for P4. And at the moment, Caps Lock, P5, sorry. Well, P4 because Callum had that penalty, so. And Caps Lock's in prime position with no penalties. Had the misfortune of disconnecting. As Brutus has now caught Amadi. And I'm rubbing my hands together. My mole rat will emerge as we see these players can either battle hard or work together with DRS and try and catch Benedict. And it'll be very, very, very exciting if these get penalties too, as Josh getting past Terry's up to P9. As with Michael follows him through as well, has to brake hard. Terry's does well to avoid. Half expects him to go deep when locking up. So unfortunately loses a couple of positions as Dan does get past his teammate. Jax doesn't defend too hard. We're looking to fight back with that DRS. There's Michael getting past Josh now and up to P9. Brutus close here as Jax does get past Dan. Before the final corner, Jax has DRS as well, so should retain the position ahead. Great battle between the teammates who've had a fantastic battle as Jax gets himself a track limits. What have you done that for? Is Chief of Fire and Brady at the rear. And Chief of Fire getting herself up to P18. As we see Brutus go through on Armour D before turn 10. We'll have a second dose of DRS. No, D has DRS. Brutus goes on the defence. Armour D looks on the outside. Brutus plants his car in the middle. Armour D pushing him round turn 2. We're on that 32 of 36. Benedict needs 3 seconds gap. As the McLaren boys switching positions again before turn 8. Meow meow into the ditch. You've got a penalty, you bitch. Jack's taking another look on the inside and gets himself back ahead. These two exchanging positions like a bloody yo-yo. As they're 5 seconds behind Benedict now. Both on reasonable tyres, so this is a reasonable fair fight. Armour D has the penalty, the DRS. Benedict 16 lap old hards. He's going to the end. He'll be one of the only one. I think it'll be him, Terry's, and Catanese, I reckon. They'll be the only ones on one stop. Caps lock, obviously. Yeah, caps lock. And there's quite a few. I'm not paying attention, am I? Or dingbat. As Cats ahead of caps lock. Yellow flag. Who's that? It's Luckiest. Coming out of turn 1. And he was having a great battle with Caps and Caps lock. And he's come a cropper. As Terry's and Wesker playing hard. Wesker, of course, has no penalties. He's a very clean driver in that aspect. And just had 1 or 2 little Mr. X. Found himself down in P17. Going strong again, no penalties for him. And the McLaren boys. Final race, they want the bragging rights. As the Sauber boys exchange positions as well. Josh is probably on the better strategy. Up to P9. And part of the luckiest train now, which includes Michael. Cats lock behind Cats. As we see him go fast again. I bet they're absolutely loving it. Michael up to P7. Just goes off track a bit. We found people just pushing hard, especially turn 1, where you want to fly around, rotate it hard. But it's very tight. And difficult to not go too wide. You do have the run-off area, so it does give you a bit more confidence to make the corner, but you are breaking track limits, unfortunately. As Brutus and D closing in on Benedict. What he needs is one of the guys behind to get a track limits. If they do catch him, he's probably best just not getting in the way of them. They're on the penultimate lap, so to be fair, anything could happen. As Josh getting past Luckiest. Lucky's just having a bad couple of laps. Josh now up to P8. This is for track position. You never know, they could get a penalty. So actually, fuck it, Benedict. Defend. Defend like your life depends on it. Stick your arse in their face and drop your guts. Make them die. As there's pair just in situ, closing the gap. Again, very, very good drivers, as I mentioned earlier. And Amity looking to close in on Brutus, but they're not. I think they're working together. D just slotting behind Brutus as they closed in under a second now to Benedict. I think Benedict would love to cross the line as a P1. So yeah, that early penalty. Ooh, every time one pops up now, I'm hoping it's a Brutus or a D, just to add an extra element. Capsock's closed in on Cats as the McLaren boys exchange again. So he hits turn 8. We're on the final lap. Half a lap to go. The boys behind are both racers. Have no... as Benedict defends, the corner locks up, that won't help. There'll be a sitting duck now with the final DRS zone. They have no... they won't let Benedict have the win. As Brutus does go past. And will take the win. Amadi gets a penalty. Amadi gets a penalty. It's going to be a drag race to the line. And Brutus takes the final win of the season. Benedict, first podium of the season. He's followed through like I've just done him a knickers and takes P2. Amadi comes home in P3. Callum comes home P4 but has that 10-second penalty. As we see Cats and Capsock come down the home stretch for the final time. Capsock comes home P5, Cats P6. Michael Vienne, the second Williams of the race, comes P7, gets jumped by Josh. Brilliant race from the Sauber. As lucky as P9, could have been a bit higher for him as he gets jumped by Wesker on penalties, who gets P9. Benji P11. Kizagis and Katamis. What's happened to Terry's? He's DNF'd. Terry's. Keys to P12, Katamis 13. As we see, the McLaren boys cross the line. Jax takes the bragging rights, P14, Dan P15. They both get jumped by Benja, so good driving there from Benja, very good persistence. As Chief of Fire hasn't quite crossed the line as yet. He doesn't with a wing anyway. What a great final race. Oh, I love that. And it puts a great stamp on what a great league that we've got. Oh, Terry's got a punch on the last lap. You dingbat. Oh, man, that was great. Brutus gets himself another race win. Followed the pole. Brilliant performance from the Red Bull driver. Glad to have him back on the grid. Jax Daniels gets the fastest lap. Gets himself on the season results board once again. Callum driver of the day by the game. Of course, it's voted for by the drivers, and then Amadi most overtakes, and it showed with his podium performance. So Brutus on the top step. Brilliant race. Absolutely loved it. Benedict, absolutely love it. Well deserved. It's been a while. It's been coming. Gets himself P2 and Amadi P3. Championship performance as always. Callum P4, Capsock 5, Cats P6 up from P11. Josh P7, Michael P8, Wesker P9, Lucky's P10, Benji Keys, Katamis Benja, Jax with the fastest lap with a 1:05.9, followed by a great battle with his teammate who comes P16. Chief Fire 17th with Terry's DNFing, but Brady and Cygate who does actually DNF. Woo! Now, yeah, loved it. Loved the race, loved the season. And it's a big credit to all drivers involved and the shows they put on. So thank you very much for everyone for making it a fantastic season. As promised, we have a new season coming, season 29. Be with us in 2 weeks, so we're going to have 1 week gap just to have a breather, get things sorted. Now, what's a little bit different is we've expanded to 2 divisions. Ooh, yes. So we are going to have a Division 1 and a Division 2 named, I forgot what they're named. We were literally discussing it yesterday. It can be a surprise. So we got Division 1 and Division 2, both races on the same evening. Division 1 at 7:30 p.m. UK. Division 2, 9 p.m. UK. And each division will then be split into 2. So there's going to be a top tier and a bottom tier in each division. One teammate in each for constructors. And then there will be individual championships for each tier. So in fact, we've got 4 championships in play. 2 major championships with the divisions. 2 constructors, 1 for each division. And then an overall constructors, which contributes from all 4 drivers. So a lot going on. Big change, big evolve. Full Lights Out League Racing. And it's all down to the community, everyone watching. So it's coming. 2 weeks. Wednesday the 20... I'm not even prepared. Wednesday the 24th. Be there. Double race. And you'll have my dulcet tones to put up with. My name's Alex. Thank you for joining us. Peace out.